It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Well, hello there guys. How's everybody doing? Hope all of you are well. What's up, James, Yash, Kraken, Dexter, Red, welcome. Let's just start the stream right. 1 second. Shouldn't be, but you know. What's up, Nani? What's up, Dexter? How am I? I've had better days, but I definitely have had worse days, so good enough. What's up, Seraph? Welcome. Okay, let's get to it. So we should have a mutant crystal and 2 of those special ones. Everything's fine. Well, we're getting there. Not gonna say that, but doing 6.3345. Nice, congratulations, Red. Good job. Keep on doing it, and keep on doing it. Let's see if we can get a bit lucky here at the start. Nope, that's a 3-star airport. What's up, XLR8? How are you? 22 video was helpful. Did rank 4 cap model with 4 revives, nice. Oh, very good on you, lad. Glad that you got it done. Top fun. Welcome to the stream. Let's open a couple of these. That's 6-star Hyperion, right? That's 6-star Hyperion. Oh. Well, that's something. Too bad I already had him. It's quite... This champ is not too easy to come by. But hey, it's a 5-star. And the second one. What's up, Mike? Was probably better because you won't hit the damage cap much of it at all. Kinda. Maybe. Rank 5 if she's awakened. You know, then, you know, she goes indestructible anyways and charged and slower. What's up, Meliodas? So, I think it's about the same either way. No, with the rank 5 you can actually 1 or 2 shot him. If you like boost it and stuff. So, rank 5 is still better, but rank 4, you know, did the job. For you, so it's all good there. Right. Nothing left for us. Didn't get anything exciting. Oh, I guess I'm gonna try and get the Nimrod now as a 5-star. I don't have it in me definitely to grind for 6-star. So I'm gonna just try to get the 5-star. 6-star Hell versus Odin, good. What do you mean versus Odin? You mean with Odin or finish max challenge? Crossbones isn't a crap opening. You know, sure, it's not the best opening, but I definitely wouldn't say it's a crap opening. I have my crossbones to rank 2. I might take him to rank 3. How are you doing, buddy? Missed you. Oh, I'll be fine. What's up, Vishnu? First side that went to get complete the first 2, defeat 6.2 opponents. You haven't gotten the last ones because nobody has. You get them on Wednesday. So tomorrow is when we get last ones unlocked. No Nimrod? Yeah, no Nimrod for me. He's that good after the bar? Yeah, he's quite good. Check out some videos. He can be really good. Got 1 to 2 tech gem. We'll use it for ghost. Nice. Full 6-star hitmonkey. I actually don't have a 6-star hitmonkey, so there you go. Well, if you like him, if you use him, go for it. Might not necessarily be my cup of tea champion, but at this point, I don't have many good skill champions to rank up to rank 2, so I would rank 2 hitmonkey as well, should I happen to get him. Up Romin. Feel you have been gone for ages. Yeah, I have been gone for a bit. I have been absent from streaming for a bit. Quick update. Completed. 6.4 now. Nice. Congratulations. A Grandmaster now. Well, what are you waiting for then? Is my question. What are you waiting for, lad? Ah, I missed this one. Don't touch him, don't touch him. Here you go, dead. Is Nimrod good? I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't been paying attention, but you know, I don't have one, so I should get one. Generic on Nimrod. You might use it, but Sigil, which is coming next week. That she is. That she is. Well, and congratulations on getting Nimrod. Do you like him? I don't know how about the anti-venom null videos are looking. I actually haven't seen them properly, so I don't know. I have not been watching, looking, doing anything in regards to the game. I didn't even do the, you know, 10 fights a day and stuff like that. Oh, I actually need to AQ. Hey, what's up, Jacob? What's up, Ayush? I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, I have been completely away from the game for last, what, 3-4 days? 4 days, I think. I don't even know how many days I was out. Is Kitty worth it on Duke Rank 3? I'd probably say yeah. You don't have many good options in skill and he's good. No, there you go. Yeah, he is very good anyway, I think that's true. He's fun. Well, hopefully I'll get the chance to test it for myself in a few days. I mean, I do have the 4-star and 3-star, but, you know, haven't even played with him once. Actually need to go do AQ. Feeling physically still ill. Yeah. I mean, I'm nowhere near as bad as I was before, but, you know, slowly but surely I'm getting there. I was trying to get back yesterday, but I just couldn't. It's like you see in Alliance Quest this week. Well, it's probably because I was ill. They put me in backup in section 1. So I think that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Should be okay. There. Should have joined probably before stream, but whatever. So you might be coming downhill for a second in a month. I don't know what I got. But whatever came down hard on me. Really did. What's your haircut? I didn't take my Hurricane AQ. Didn't take my Hurricane AQ today. Probably should have. Probably should have. That'll be fine. Ought to be fine. Oh wait, I forgot this is tunnel vision. Whoopsies. Oh crap, I forgot. You can, I'm clearly not with it right now. Okay, Still, he's poisoning me anyways, but... Come on. That's a bit. I can't even play properly with on Dexter. Next 5-star feature will have Herc, Penny, Nimrod. Yeah, next 5-star feature is gonna be good. Unfortunately, 6-star feature is gonna be Top Ditya. Top everybody else. Okay, so this should be fairly straightforward one. Pikapika. You bastard. Man, I have absolutely zero reaction speed. At least that. When the season starts, I think it's this week, isn't it? I'm quite sure it's this week. I think it's the last of season 1 now. Thronebreaker title, Colossus or Doom, both on weekend, whichever one. I'd go probably Doom. Or just go with whichever one you have now. If you have that catalyst ready, you might as well just go with Colossus. Get Thronebreaker as soon as you can. It's about as simple. Lazarus and Damnable strike back. Okay, cool. Okay, whatever. Let's make that guy this. Yeah, Lazarus, your ass, right? Ah, crap. Hey, look at that. Nothing, Lazarus. Or maybe it did and just died again. Some issues in a double IQ index. I'm sure a lot of people still experience issues, man. Pretty much everyone does. What's up, K-Dog? Alright, let's get back in the arena. Hey, Stalker. So, how has everybody been? All well with you lot? All well with you folks? Where's JJ at?
Welcome.
Hey, what's up, Steve? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. You got cold, bro? I got something, alright. No, I can be. God bless you, man. Thank you. So there was JJ first. I know, me too. I nearly tripped. I was like, oh, speak of the devil. But wait, then I read the message and I was like, yeah, that's not JJ. It's like, oh, that's not JJ. Oh, it looks like we're not the only ones who thought it was JJ for a second. It looks like Dexter was it too. As long as it's not COVID, you're fine. Oh, can't stop one stop with Magneto IQ of 7. Fire issue is killing me. Fire issue is killing everybody. And how I have been? Well, I think it's quite safe to say that I have had better weeks. 401k. I wish I had a 401k. Mr. Retirement Plan. I have no retirement plans, unfortunately. I genuinely haven't responded to anyone online. I haven't responded to anyone online on text. Sorry. I don't want to go into details because I don't want to moan about it. So I'll try to slowly start responding some people. I'll try to start responding people who message me, tell that I'm better at some point today. But I'm sorry I kept you waiting, yes. Accept my apologies. You know. Glad to hear you're better. Well, that's the key word though. I'm still not fine. But, you know, whichever it is. It's Nimrod gay. Nimrod's sexuality is his own business. That's what I can say. Don't care. But there you go. Thanks, Roman. What's up, Legacy Lion? How are you doing? And yeah, I'm sorry to worry so many people. It did hit me quite hard. Like, what's the best way to put it? I don't know if it is like that with other people, but I was in a bit of a pathetic state. I'm not even lying. This is probably the most ill I have ever felt in my life. And, you know, and there's no magic wand to make it go away. It's like, yes, I'm feeling better, but I still feel shit. As in, like, comparatively. If you asked me a month ago how am I feeling, my response would be absolutely shit. Okay, what's up, Arman? How are you doing? How is Nimrod's kind of higher than hurt? I don't know. Hey, what's up, yourself? How are you doing? Check the AM stream. I'm sure you're not the only one, so I do apologize for worrying people. I should have probably posted like a community update or something, but I didn't want to moan and bitch about it too much, you know. I'm not the only person in the world that has gotten ill. So just sat it out. Do you lose your sense of taste and smell? Not really, no. As in, Well, I mean, obviously my nose is blocked and stuff, so I can't smell Jack. And, you know, there is something weird happening with my smell, but I could still taste things. You buff 2 or refresh your synergies. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Like here from. Yeah, Jacob, I can imagine. I apologize for that, but I didn't even really have that much in me. Yeah, he'll grind 14,000 units so far. Still, we have 5 more weeks. Yeah, it'll be good, Roman. It'll be good. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, that's just bullshit. Like, how does getting permanent lung damage can make you stronger? Or, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Tell it to somebody who has lost 2 legs. Oh, that's such a bullshit thing to say. What doesn't kill you will probably try again. Is more accurate, but what doesn't kill you does not necessarily make you stronger. It's not a fucking anime. Need to rest? Yeah, I know. My girlfriend won't let me rest though. Oh, shitloads to do around the house. It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. It's funny what kind of nonsensical things people say when it's just like, you know, a saying. Sorry, I don't mean to make it as in like make it fun of you, man. I'm just a bit amused because the more you think about that sentence, the less sense it makes. And I do know that there is like a rhetorical meaning to it, so to say, or something, you know, as in like it's the experiences or whatever that make you who you are and make you stronger. But like, yeah, I know. I know how it's meant to be, but it's just not accurate. As in like stuff like PTSD and things like that. Those mottos are dumb. Don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. You see, that motto in itself, you know, I think more people should know. It is dumb and it is 100% inaccurate. But there are times and places where you really should not say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. Obviously, in open debate, you need to be objective. You need to point out the bad. You need to point out the good and plenty of things like that. But when it comes to personal relationships and like, you know, getting along with people, if you could kind of convert that to, let's say, you could convert that to do not needlessly point out the negative in people around you or something like that, you know? That saying is obviously stupid and false and wrong as well, but it doesn't annoy me as much because the intended use of it is quite often fairly accurate. Isn't like, I don't know, your girlfriend buys a dress and you fucking hated it and you genuinely don't know how to compliment that dress, you know, just don't bring it up, don't talk about it, kind of thing. I know exactly where you're coming from, but yeah. that one I can still kind of get behind. Sometimes. Obviously, it does not apply for actual discussions on topic and things like that. It can be placebo sometimes, nothing else. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, Venompool is definitely not bad after his buff. Venompool is definitely not bad. Very few things are black and white. Depends on the situation. Yeah, exactly. In typical, people need to understand that generalizations are almost always bad, and you need to try and be as accurate as possible with your words and avoid words like all and everybody or nobody as much as possible. Well, saying something about the dress would almost be suicide. Yeah, I know. But that's another thing, definitely. People should be trying to avoid generalizations as much as possible when discussing subjects. Or at the very least, save yourself and don't, for instance, don't say all. Much easier point to defend is majority of people. You know, just think about it. If you say like, oh, it's kind of like, okay, so everybody thinks that, you know, ice cream is awesome or delicious. All you need to do is to find one person who says ice cream sucks, and, you know, technically you're wrong. There's somebody who does not think so. And that's it. You're wrong at that point. Because not everybody thinks ice cream's awesome. But if you say majority of the people think ice cream is awesome, even though you probably haven't read any studies or don't have any backing on your information, it's much easier to argue the point that you are right. Because pointing out anecdotal evidence does not mean anything anymore. As to before, it would absolutely destroy you and you know, make you wrong. So that's kind of like, that's one of the things that they teach you whenever you're debating or discussing. It's one of the basic things that people should follow whenever they're arguing with people, discussing, debating, you know, negotiating, stuff like that. Do not use major generalizations, and definitely avoid, you know, like total statements. Because those are the easiest. Those are the easiest to throw over. That was one of the best things as well when you were debating, because, you know, when you debate, people do score you in whatever way they want to score you, but the point in the debate is not to arrive in objective truth that fits the worldview of your, you know, judge. Judge is going there as blank slates, and they only kind of, obviously they do have some common sense things, but knowledge of the world, but they effectively go in like a debate as a blank page. And what they do is they discuss the merits, and if opponent makes 5 points or 4 points about something, and if those points are poorly made, even though they are true, by saying, let's say, debating ice cream is, you know, amazing or not, and somebody says everybody loves eating ice cream, and that's it. The debate is lost, because you can very easily say that, you know, my friend Jimmy hates ice cream, and that's it. They're wrong. And you are absolutely right. Even against teachers, a lot of people who genuinely do not do debates don't know things like that, and they always get flustered on spot. I won so many arguments with teachers just based on that point alone. It's like when teacher says everybody is doing it, and it's like, you know, that guy is not, he's not in today, he's not doing it, you know. Will he do it later when he gets back? Or has he done it? Is he doing it from home? And she's like, so how come he's not doing it? Oh, he's ill. It's like, well, we all can find an excuse, can't we? Stuff like that. But not everybody's doing it. You just said everybody's doing it. And then you know, but you need to be careful that when you kind of like rub it in, you can take it too far. And somebody started teaching, the teacher was like, if you want it to actually be accurate, everybody in the classroom is supposed to do it according to you, but what you just said is absolute bullshit kind of thing. Oh my god, I got in so much trouble. But teachers never wanted to argue with me. They kind of left me alone. There's one teacher that could argue with me effectively. And that was my classroom teacher. She was my history teacher. She was really, really smart. Not even my debating teacher. Young is here in school. Definitely gonna make you come across smarter than you. Yeah. Definitely. They should say what doesn't kill you puts you in hospital. Not necessarily, like I didn't go to hospital. Hey, what's up, Jime? How are you doing? I know somebody who doesn't like chocolate. I will never be able to fully trust them. You know, that might be true as well. Delirious, how are you doing? A healthy relationship because they can screw you over. Yeah. Definitely. No, I did have like quite good relationship with most of the teachers in my school. But hey, what's up, JJ? I'm glad to see you. There's actually something funny earlier in the stream when I actually mentioned, you know, just kind of wish JJ was here or something along the lines. And then Steve posted a message and JJ bot replied. And, you know, then Dexter and a few other people said hi to JJ. So weren't even here. And I laughed my ass off. But, hey, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you.
I respect you as a person, but I don't respect you as a player.
This is the real JJ now, yes, Dexter. Yeah, they didn't want to argue with me either. Something they said, yeah, definitely. It's like, it was funny thing when, you know, our teachers implemented the policy, because, well, there were several reasons for it, but, you know, we lived in a small town, and there was apparently some kind of criminal, you know, spotted in the area and whatever, and, you know, in our small town, that's kind of like a big deal. B, as I later found out, because we did have like a school cafe, like a canteen and a cafe, and majority of students were not going there. They were going to big supermarket or shopping mall, kind of like that's 5 minutes away. And C, they wanted to stop students from smoking. You see, I didn't care about A or B, but I took C personally because I did smoke in high school. And anyways, what the policy was that they started locking the school door, and you know, you couldn't get out until the classes are over, basically, for you. And I found that extremely infringing on my rights and liberties. And for no other reason, I genuinely didn't care about leaving the school, if not for me wanting to smoke in high school. And I genuinely did not care like where I get my food from and stuff like that. But I got that shit policy revoked within half an hour. First kind of like longer break that we had, the door was open. And we later had a conversation about it in our classroom. And the funny thing was, my teacher knew exactly why I did it, because she knew that I smoke. And apparently it caused several teachers a lot of stress and turmoil because, you know, well, first of all, the cafe owners hated me since that day on because, you know, they wanted to increase the money, and one of those cafes closed down like 6 months later, which it probably wouldn't have if we had to eat at school, you know. We had spent all our money in school. It reopened later, but doesn't matter for the story. Those people basically went out of business. Hey, it's not my fault if they're running shit cafe. And my teacher knew exactly why I did it, and she found it fun, but because obviously they talk about crap like that in teachers' classroom, she openly called me out in a classroom, and she told me, it's like, do you know how much shit I have to eat from other teachers like in the school right now because of you? It's funny as fuck, just because it's like you want to be smoking. It's like, hey, it's like, you know, if it was the right and a good thing to do, they would have gotten, like, you know, they could have done it, but it's like, well, first of all, the shit that they were trying to pull off was against the law, and they did not have any kind of like proper authority to do so. They did not schedule that with the council or the government, and, you know, pretty much, but I kicked up such a big fuss that the school admins were afraid and they were pissed, but they never tried to lock those doors again, or since, as far as I know. So, you know, mission accomplished. Hey, what's up, doctor? Look who's alive. That would be me. In premiere of time. No, I have not seen them. I mean, I have seen a picture, I think, the most. Somewhere in my feed, but I have not seen most. Watch some, but how to have it so quiet. Can't hear anything. Fair play. Oh, poor JJ. How to have it quiet. What's up, Ninmal? How are you doing? My coffee's already went cold. That's not good. Well, I guess it's my own fault. Get new teacher fire? Oh, I never got anybody fire. Never tried. But the most kind of YOLO thing I have ever done was with my German teacher. She was the one teacher I respected the least, I think, in the school. My most petty thing involves my German teacher. I think that's one of the most petty things. I'm not sure if it's the most petty thing, but what comes to mind first anyways. And anyway, so I had this German teacher, and she was just a bad teacher, no matter which way you slice it. Like, I wasn't a difficult kid to get learning and studying, and, you know, but I didn't care for German much. And, you know, I studied for some years already before, and I kind of knew it up to date. But when she started the classes, I started falling behind, and I knew it's not because of me, because, you know, I was decent in, you know, English and other languages that we were learning, and, you know, every other subject. I knew it's because she's quite shit, and I did try to study and catch up, but I just couldn't. She was a really shit teacher. So anyways, because of that, I kind of lost interest in German completely. Like, the grammar was just untangible. Like, you know, der, die, das, die, dem, den. Shut up. I could kind of figure out the sentence building and stuff like that, but, you know, when it came to the proverbs or whatever, the pronouns, it was just a mess. So anyways, long story short, I didn't care for that class at all. And when my mother gave me money for the books, like that, we have like a book and like an exercise book. They're both kind of like big, and you know, they're quite expensive. So my mother gave me money for them. And at that point, it's already been years with that teacher, and just didn't care for German. So instead of buying the books, I just went to a party. Like, you know, I bought some booze, I bought some cigarettes, and I had a party with my mates. And so school year started, and, you know, I was slacking off, not doing anything. And then at the half term, like middle of the school year, she was collecting all the workbooks to see, like, you know, as a kind of like deciding factor whether our grades will be rounded up or down. That was kind of her method, which is stupid as fuck, to see, you know, how actively we have been working in our workbooks and shit like that. And I didn't have one. And long story short, I not only managed to convince her that I actually handed in my workbook to her, I also got her to pay for new ones because she had lost it. And then instead of buying a new one, I actually went to another party and did something similar at the end of the year, with the idea of course I have a workbook, you gave me money, we have been through this once already, I do not know what you are doing with my books or why you are doing this to me, but we have had this conversation already. Anyway, so I got the teacher to pay me twice. Well, basically. Well, no, second time she didn't pay me, she just rated my grade up, because, you know, I had no need for that at the end of the year. So she didn't pay me the second time, but she pretended that I had the workbook because she thought that she had fucked up. But yeah, no, I got to go to 2 parties, and I got my grades ranked up at the, you know, middle of the year and end of the year. And like, one of the crucial things that helped me with that is because German was the only class where I genuinely didn't care for, and all in all, I was participating in all sorts of, you know, contests and competitions for every other teacher. Like, you know, we have these so-called subject Olympiads, like math Olympics and stuff like that, where we, you know, kind of smartest kids of the region kind of compete with each other and stuff like that. And I was one of the people that pretty much did it for almost all of the subjects, because I was like really, really clever at school and stuff. So she knew I'm super clever, but, you know, she didn't know that I was really bad at German, because I always kind of had a way to, you know, kind of, how to say, hide the fact of how little I know. Bless that teacher, I guess. Teaching definitely wasn't for her, though. Teaching definitely wasn't for her. One of the worst teachers I have ever met in my life. I know I did not get the 6-star Odin from Arena Mother. I missed it by like 200,000 points. So, you know, happy days. Smoking my college teacher. I didn't smoke, I think, with any of my teachers till after I graduated, but there were a few funny smoking stories. There were several drinking stories, but specifically for smoking, the funniest thing was, so our economy teacher, she taught us business and economy. she was quite strict. To some people, anyways. So my business teacher saw these 3 popular girls smoking outside the school time, you know, because, you know, they lived nearby in these apartment buildings. And, you know, there's like common areas, kind of like mini parks and stuff like that. And, anyways, long story short, she saw three of those popular girls smoking on like a Wednesday evening or whatever. And she called their parents to school, and basically all 3 of those girls got into a ton of trouble. But the teacher absolutely loved me because I always participated in, you know, her subject olympiads. I was active in classes. I had like the best grades in the class and shit like that. And it just so happened that at that very moment, we were preparing for another one of these competitions after classes. So my last class was with her, and then after that class I was meant to stay with her for another hour to practice and prepare. And as soon as the bell rang, I got my, you know, books from my desk to my bag, and my teacher asked me, is like, hey Atis, don't forget, you know, we're practicing, you know, straight after. It's like, where are you going? And I accidentally slipped out. Instead of I'll be back in 5 minutes, for me it accidentally slipped out as I'm just gonna have a quick smoke and I'll be back in 5 minutes. And at that very moment, what was the funniest thing about it? Was that the teacher didn't blink an eye, and that wasn't the problem. What was the problem, however, was the 3 girls who were in trouble at that point, who had to do, you know, some disciplinary things and stuff like that because they were caught smoking outside of school time, outside of school territory, by that same teacher. And, you know, they saw that she doesn't care that I, you know, do something like that. And that was probably the heaviest I have had anybody like look at me. That was like the best description of physical manifestation of axe in a back. I could feel immediate weight, kind of like I could feel like somebody staring through my skull from behind me. And those girls, they were really pissed. And, you know, we actually had a conversation about that afterwards as well, but they were still pissed at me so much. At me and her, and the teacher, obviously, but it was just fun. Germans is all. She first of all was really strict, which wasn't necessarily the problem. She was control freak, very prejudiced, holding grudges because of older siblings etc. She was also a bad teacher. My last row was her unintentionally spitting in face. She was at my desk. I didn't believe, which infuriated me more. Her grading a student with ADHD, and she denied it. Yeah, there was one teacher who was quite similar to me. We kind of, well, I mean, we didn't openly how much contempt, and my teacher wasn't like that as bad as yours. But the basic story with my Latvian and literature teacher was in year 10, first semester. In year 10, first semester, I got 8 out of 10 in Latvian, and 9 out of 10 in literature. And those are really high marks. Like 8 is, you know, the third highest one you can get. And, you know, in Latvian, it's quite hard. Typically in literature, 9, you know, that's also a good mark. You know, there are some people who can get 10 occasionally, the creative type. I wasn't that, but, you know, 9 was good because I generally had a decent grasp at it. And then my teacher changed. And she was much older and much more kind of like also a powerful teacher, because she was like a head of teachers union and crap like that. But she had also taught 2 of my older siblings who were complete a-holes. Anyways, long story short, immediately, so my year 1 grades were 8 and 9 with the first teacher, first semester, and second semester grades immediately shut down to 7 and 5. Just with the change of the teacher. And what was the kind of like more crazy thing is that every grade that I could earn in a class, I still had a really good one, like when we had to do verbal reports and stuff like that. I was earning good grades because she couldn't do anything if I was in front of the class, but everything that we had to write down, I got graded lower immediately. And later I found out from my homeroom teacher that it is because I A, had 2 older siblings, and B, smoked, and C, well, I guess she just didn't like me very much. But to my face, she was always quite nice, and we never got into like any big confrontations. And I had actually proof that she was doing that, because when it came to like written things in like Latvia and stuff like that, I let some people write off my homework, which, you know, it's not literature, it's like a set text with like what you think how it should be done, and people who did write off me and had every single mistake that I did and had everything right that I did got a higher grade. But since she was the head of the teachers union and shit like that, I didn't even try to do anything about it, because I knew that, you know, I couldn't do anything about it. She was like quite I'm not gonna say powerful, but she was extremely well connected in like an academic field. She was like on all sorts of boards, and as I said, head of the like Latvian and literature teachers union, and a lot of like culture events and cultural groups and like theater and a whole bunch of shit like that. And I just knew nothing would happen to her anyways, so I just didn't do it. So my like Latvian and literature grades ever since that point were relatively low compared to the rest of my grades. What was the teacher's reaction after you come back for preparation? Nothing. She didn't say anything. You know, to her it wasn't big. Because she knew I'm smoking, and she knew that I liked party. That is the one thing in high school. At end of the middle school and in high school, I kind of had 2 different sides, and each teacher kind of like knew about it. Because I was really clever, but I was coming from a fairly rough area and a rough family. And it wasn't uncommon for people around me to get in quite a lot of trouble, and occasionally me as well. And they knew those things about me. But since most of the teachers stood something to gain from having good relationship with me, they very rarely did anything about it. What's the best way to explain is like in our school they had, you know, obviously their wages also depended on how well their students perform in such like Olympiads and competitions and stuff like that. And you know, I was one of those students that got to do almost all of them, like in economics, in English, and math, and physics, and chemistry, and you know, a bunch of different subjects, and many different like sporting events and stuff like that. And also it was difficult to handle because I was debating. It's like, ironically, my debating teacher probably hated me the most, but I was the best in her, you know, debate team, debate club. We had like 3 teams or 4 at any given time, but we were like the best team, and I was like the best speaker in there. And teachers just tolerated me, I guess. Some teachers really liked me, and many teachers just tolerated me because they stood something to gain from me. But you know, I was also fairly, I'm not gonna say charming, but I'm gonna say engaging kid, as in like I spoke with most of the teachers differently than the other students did, and we often ended up like with most of the teachers I had quite decent relationship because I was always following the things that are happening in the world, and especially the things that are happening like in those teachers' fields. We ended up often discussing like at the beginning or at the end of the class, for instance, how they were making artificial rain with my physics teacher and with my chemistry teacher, and you know, things about biology and animals with my biology teacher and stuff like that. And so most of the time I got away with much more than I should. And like the most common way it expressed itself was that most of the teachers never bothered to check my homework. They knew that I'm smart, and they knew that I'm lazy. They knew that if they will be starting to check my homework and start wrecking my grades will go down, but you know, it's going to be pointless. So a lot of the teachers just never bothered to collect my homework in the first place. And a lot of kids were annoyed by it. I actually had my own classmates, and because in our school we finish year 1 to 4, that's our like primary school. Year 4 to 9 is middle school. Year 10 to 12 is high school. And at each of those sets, you kind of form new classes depending on which people apply. And at year 10, because I had spent like all my days in the same building, in the same school, you know, just changed kind of like the names, but I had always been around the same teachers, and a lot of those people knew me. A lot of the people who joined my own class were shocked by the way teachers interacted with me compared to how the teachers interacted with them, that my own classmates actually wrote down a letter of complaint to my homeroom teacher with like signatures and shit like that, initially like asking like what the hell's going on, whether, you know, am I bribing or there's something else, because you know, that's not normal. And I had to have quite like long conversation about trying to be more subtle about it with my homeroom teacher. And that was like literally within the first 2 months as the class was formed. And you know, by the end of it, up until the very end of the high school, there were still people who disliked me for that, because I could get away with things many people couldn't. What's up, Fearless? Good morning from across the pond. Well, good morning to you too. About cherry liquor to our school trip, and we were passing and reading guys in my class, and then teacher came, sat down with us and started drinking with us in the bus. Oh, like yeah, these school trip drinking stories, man, we have some crazy ones. I'm not even gonna get in there. I think there's only one where our classes in general got in trouble, but there's just so many of those. Exactly. Don't you shouldn't feel bad about it. I'm not necessarily saying that you did the right thing, but I'm just saying that sooner or later something similar to that would have happened anyways. Be that you, or be that somebody else, or be that, you know, she slips and she does something wrong. But teachers like that typically don't last very long if they keep doing things like that. So if anything, what happened to her in losing her job there, if she managed to find another teaching job, probably made her a better teacher. It was not a bully at the same time. Kind of, but I was never really a bully. Only people I actively confronted and screwed around with were the so-called bullies. Because I was good at sports as well, and you know, I hated stupid people. And it didn't matter to me who the stupid person is. But typically, you know, I was courteous enough to keep the fact that I find somebody extremely stupid to myself. But then if I saw somebody acting like a dick and being bully and stuff like that, then, you know, I did pick on people, but not the people that didn't deserve it. I didn't pick on, you know, that nerdy kid or the poor kid. I did pick on the popular kids and made fun of them in front of the class and stuff like that. And for a multitude of reasons, always got away with it because I was smarter than they were to begin with. I was just as strong and just as athletic, and I also had a lot of friends and 2 older brothers who were best to be described as considered to be unsavory characters, let's say like that. Which they were, to be honest. As I said, I don't come from, you know, very pleasant upbringing, so yeah, I like to find issue with popular kids. What's up, Max? How are you doing? Very tall in school as well. I got tall in high school. I got tall in high school. I was about average height. I was on the taller side, but not tall, up until middle school, end of middle school. You can see my family photo when I graduated 9th grade. Like, my heads are about level with my brothers. And when I graduated high school, I was over a head taller than my brothers. So for that period, I grew about 13, 14, 15 centimeters, like a year for 3 years straight. And that's when I got quite tall. Yeah, it's not about hate, you know. It's... when you say stupid people, yeah. I say that a lot lately. Hate is wrong. Don't get me wrong, Jish. You see, that's the thing, is like, I don't hate anybody for being anything. And you know, nobody has it written on their forehead how clever, smart, stupid they are. I can dislike and or hate people for things that they do. And one of the easiest things for me personally to dislike is ill deeds committed by ignorant people. By stupid people. It's like, I completely agree to you. I think that hate as the word is overused. Most of the people don't quite understand the gravity of that word. And, you know, overuse it.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Do you think I should rank up Mojo or Sentinel? Both do. Which one do you like more? Which one do you think you will use more? Hey, what's up, James? How are you doing? Stupidity is one of the pet peeves, not necessarily not being smart, but also the like common sense logic. I think it's a bit more complex than that, you know? Some people are smarter, some people are not as smart. I do not believe for a second that we're all born equal and that bullshit. I do, however, believe that to a degree you can actually train your mind and train your brain and, you know, become smarter or stupider based on your actions. But you do start somewhere, and not everybody starts at the same place. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being less intellectually capable than another person. You can still achieve much more than smarter people than you. A lot of that stuff depends on, you know, your determination, your creativity, a lot of mixture of things. Being clever in itself is just an empty husk. It's whether you are able to channel it or land it or not. That's what matters. And in order to be able to do so, you either need to be fortunate, or you need to be very hardworking, or you need to have X amount of things come together. What I actively and heavily do dislike, though, is when people who are less capable perceive themselves to be more capable than people around them. That's one thing. I think self-awareness is something that people have somehow moved away in this day and age because of this whole, you know, woke bullshit things and safe spaces and stuff like that. It's very important to be self-aware. Extremely so. To understand the things that do annoy you, the things that you are fine with, the things that, I know, let's say, trigger you and stuff like that. If you get triggered, it's nobody else's problem than yours. And you shouldn't treat it as, you know, somebody else's responsibility not to upset you or say this, say that. It's your responsibility to find a way how to be okay with it, or be where, you know, that doesn't happen, or move past it. Things like that. And I think stupidity has a lot to do with the change in the worldview. Being people, when I was growing up, at least at the very beginning of it, being unable to do something was not looked at as being a victim.
Take my money.
Growler 64 Oz $5. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Growler. But yeah, when I was growing up, not being able to do something did not equal being oppressed or being victim or, you know, whatever. And things like that are just bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Not everybody can be the best at something, or, you know, at any given specific thing. But there is value in trying and doing your best, because ultimately you still improve. You might not be the smartest, but, you know, or you might not be smart, but there's still point of going to school, because ultimately you do get smarter. You know, you might not be athletically most gifted person, but there's still point in exercising and attending, you know, physical education, because you might not get to be the fittest or fastest, but you're gonna be fitter and faster than you were if you didn't. And people have moved away from things where if you're not good at something, or if you're not capable at something, it's okay. You don't need to kind of like push yourself. It's good that you tried and crap like that. It's absolutely false. If you're not good at something, especially whilst you're young and whilst you're forming yourself as a human, you need more of it in your life, not less. Anyways, we're getting in quite deep territory. But either way. Either way, here we are. Is Patrick what one would consider stupid? No, Patrick is what one would consider special. Is Kitty worth rank 3? Yes, I think she is. I think Kitty is worth rank 3. You start second channel? I did not. I will try. I will try to get one going, but I haven't done it yet. What's up, Kabir Khan? How are you doing? Waiting for my 8 6-star Hercules crystal. Well, best of luck to you. Best of luck. Pop. I would probably pop. I'd probably pop. Would you recommend for can't stop one stop mapping? Map 7 in section 1, currently using mags. And his parry is inconsistent, doesn't. Why don't you try Kingpin if you have one ranked? Why don't you try Kingpin? Because with Kingpin, you do get a very, very long unstoppable after every level 2. And obviously you can get unstoppable heavies in as well. But with level 2 alone, you should be getting in a really long unstoppable. So try Kingpin. If anything, you can also give it a go with Mallman. Mallman works quite well. School isn't about learning the knowledge necessarily. It helps you develop and enables work different subjects in different ways. Yeah, I agree. I think school is much more about teaching you how to think, teaching you how to socialize, and especially much more so now than ever. There's nothing else in people's lives that necessarily forces people be social at the same degree, because everything can be done from home, everything can be done remotely. You know, if a kid starts school today, they're probably have easier time finding a job online than they will have, you know, in some sort of office, unless you're going to be working some, you know, very bad entry level job. But point being is, there's a lot more to school than many people realize, and they're fucking with all of it. But at the core of it is still the teachers, it's still the relationships with your classmates, and it's obviously still the knowledge about the world. There are gaps that you can easily cover for by not knowing. You don't need to know everything in the world. You don't need to know what kind of flower family that rose belongs to, and you know, I get taught plenty of bullshit. But at the same time, being taught geography taught me a decent understanding about our planet, what's located where, and plenty of other things. Being taught biology taught me a decent understanding about, you know, our animal life. Being taught math and physics gave me a decent understanding about how majority of the things around me work, so on and so forth. So the knowledge is also important. But the thing that has changed from 50 years ago to today is the fact that we all have superpowers. We're all effectively superhumans. We can find out anything that exists in this world, pretty much. Anything about everything. Have a mobile phone in your hand and you are more capable, information-wise, than, you know, entire libraries just a few decades ago. Think about that. You know, having that phone single-handedly makes you smarter than anybody who's ever lived before internet. If you're talking like just pure knowledge-wise, information gathering. And one of the things that I think schools don't teach well enough today, because they haven't adjusted, as far as I can tell anyways, is that in today's day and age, details don't matter. Specifics don't matter, because all of that is and will be Googled. what they do need to focus on is teaching people how to find the information that they're looking for. I can guarantee you 3-hour lesson on how to properly use Google search engine is more valuable than a year's worth of, you know, biology about one-cell organisms and shit like that. Today. Because that information all is out there. Very convenient format. Whichever format person, you know, responds the best, whether you're a visual learner or you like listening to things and stuff like that. But there's mainly referring people saying that a lot of stuff you learn will be useful. A lot of stuff is useful. A lot of stuff is useful. Not all of it by any means. Significant portion of it isn't. But a lot of it is. Can't deny that. Don't need to know everything, blasphemy. But yeah, what's up, Richard? Hey, what's up, Daniel? How are you doing? So the King in Black coming. Justin final game, so hype. Very good. A lot of people are quite hyped. I haven't had the chance to get hyped. Did you have rank 5 Hulkbuster? I got for Blade Styles. Should I go for variant 7.2 exploration? You can give it a go. Don't smash your head against the wall if you can't do it. But you can definitely give it a go. The Death Guardian Cheddar Challenge, 20 level revives, all of them are farmed, so I didn't hurt. Nice, good job. Congratulations, Kabir. Congratulations. I haven't played this game for like 2 years, game fixed yet. Actually, it's right now, for last 2.5-3 months, more broken than it has ever been. So I'm gonna go with no. You could argue people getting dumber because of the internet. No. Not internet necessarily. Internet is a great thing. Internet is amazing. Internet's nothing short of a fucking miracle. Internet's nothing short of a fucking miracle. People are getting dumber because people's values change. And how they use the internet. Look, you can look at the internet as one of the most wonderful things ever to have existed on this planet. And you should. Because internet's magic. If you go back in time 200 years with a working mobile phone, access to internet in your hand, you're a fucking sorcerer. Internet's magic. Internet's superpower for humanity. Unfortunately, just like with anything and everything, can be misused. You can look at the humanity creating internet and developing to what it is. You can I don't know, put it right next to humanity discovering fire. You can do great things with fire, and ultimately, you know, it led to people learning how to forge metal. And in combination, you started, you know, designing, creating engines and whatever else not. There's a huge moment. All of that started with fire. People could not control fire. People could not make weapons and armor of metal. People would not have increased their quality of life or their capabilities, and so on and so forth. The internet is one of those things, just about as important as human discovering fire. The problem with fire is that you can use it well, or you can burn down a house with it. Unfortunately, a lot of kids are burning down their brains with internet today. as we speak. As we speak. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily the kids that are doing things that's wrong. I think it's much more the people who get kids to do those things. I don't know. Go with Mark Zuckerberg, whatever. It's created an entire generation of dopamine adrenaline junkies. They're literally addicted adrenaline junkies. It's like one human, obviously not just the one, but in general, the one human that has changed generations now across the globe. The way we talk, what we care about, what we do daily. And the thing is, they don't even fucking understand themselves what they have exactly done, or how to fix it, or how to make it better. You should look in, for instance, in young girl suicide rates, and check out how it coincides with the popularity with Facebook. There are many negative consequences to this whole form of social media and the way that people are obsessing about it. And it's important for people to be aware of it. It's like, let me ask you one thing, and I'm not some sort of conspiracy theorist and stuff like that, but let me ask you one thing. How come the kids of Bill Gates and, you know, majority of these tech billionaires, especially the ones that develop social media sites, stuff like that, how come their kids are not allowed like, you know, to use tablets and to use those social platforms? Exactly. Yeah, he looks like a lizard, he really does. But it's just the one thing, is like, why the kids of those billionaires are not allowed on those platforms?
R3 Cosmic Carmelo Rider 23 $5. I agree, what doesn't kill you just tries to kill you again. Eventually once a week I try to fire an Earth Dart 50 calories slug over to England and hit Jacob, and every stream he still pops up, so I mean, there you go.
Thank you very much. Why it's rank 3 still though? Aren't you rank 4 now? Thank you very much. All of them are lizards. And I'm not much into conspiracy theories. I'm not necessarily dismissing them, but I'm not going to actively pursue them. But either way, the point is that the people who know most about the impacts of social media keep the people they care about off the social media. It's like, what else do you need to know? I don't even know if Mark has kids. Probably has like 20 though. But I not necessarily mean Mark Zuckerberg. I definitely know that. I definitely know several of these tech billionaires. The guy who runs or has designed Pinterest, for instance, doesn't let their kids on. I know that one because I'm quite sure I remember that from Social Network, but I have heard it many times. Social Network is quite a good movie documentary about it as well. It kind of explains as well why some of the things are happening that they are, because the algorithms that they have created, even they themselves don't really understand. But yeah, so yes, these Steve's rank are showing it while getting that streaming, so yeah. Maybe he laid eggs. Way to control soul products and eliminate self-thinking. Not just that, people are trying to make it into that, but it also has done plenty of other things to our social interactions, social behavior, stuff like that. You know, for instance, when is the last time you heard somebody go on a blind date? You know, meeting young people, creating families, building relationships has changed because of social media, because you can always look somebody up, and vast majority of the time, if you're gonna actually meet somebody, you're gonna do it because or as a follow-up to some sort of social media interaction, right? And all of those things change the way world works and change the way young people behave, and you know, it's kind of like, for us, we listen to how our parents met, you know, at a ball, at a disco, at a bar, you know, at work or whatever else. Imagine 2 generations from now, they're gonna be listening to, you know, so anyways, I just swiped on Tinder, Netflixed and chilled, seemed alright. You know, if they're together at all. We have no idea how human lives are going to look like 2 generations from now, but they're going to be so drastically different. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing. The bad thing is to be oblivious to that. Mom does anti-venom and all. I'm going to be mad. Why would you be mad? I have had to continue streaming friends without these streams. Well, I'm back here. So, calm your titties. I am here. I will never abandon you again. No, I can't. Robots that create their own language. People don't want to believe this. Yeah. That is a funny video as well. Of those bots creating their own language so nobody else understands. That was one of those, holy shit, we need to unplug this crap now. that was quite you know, it actually did give me a chuckle. Not gonna lie, it gave me a chuckle. Need to stream more? Yeah, I'll try. Never again, I'll hold you that. I said that I can't promise that. I mean, did they give them the sentry? I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they know what's gonna happen if they do. But yeah, things like this, by the way. Things like this. Are going to be pretty much subjects that I want to talk about and discuss. When I do make a new channel. In like maybe a bit more specific detail. Also, you slipped and said your first name earlier. Isn't that still top secret? Well, considering that there's only 30 plus people in the stream right now, you can still treat it as a secret. Don't tell anyone. I believe in office supremacy. And Iron Man can shut down passive healing. Yes, he can. Yes, you can. But yeah, I'm not surprised I did slip right now. life. Look at the little sucker. The damage. Which is mine. Some of us have known for a while. Yeah, I know. Plenty of you have. What the second channel will be about? Trying to help more people think. That's literally quite it. I'm gonna be trying my best to help more people think for themselves. Oh crap. And talk. Who drank out Professor X or Claire not using suicides? Which one do you think you will use more? This stream is the best thing I have seen. We really appreciate. You're very welcome. The stream's about to be finished though. Stream's about to be finished. Should improve the drop rates for the logging charm crystals. I know it sounds a bit greedy. Yeah, I know. Those crystals are quite trash. To begin with, I don't even care for 4 or 5 stars typically. And the fact that it's always 4 star, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it could be a 3-5 star crystal. And it still wouldn't be anything that amazing. At least, you know, for the top tier players. Anyways, I do need to go because I actually quite a lot of things to do today, and I don't know if I have it in me to do them, but I sure should will try. Because you have to start somewhere. But huge thank you to every single one of you for hanging out with me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And yeah, I hopefully will be back later today. And you know, can have a bit of fun then. And hopefully I'll also have a video or 2 out today. No promises, but I will try. Either way,
I'm in danger.
Thanks everyone, and I'll catch you guys soon.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the